This is CJSF 90.1 FM Burnaby, the campus community radio station from Simon Fraser University. We respectfully acknowledge that we are broadcasting on the unceded ancestral territory of the Coast Salish people, that's the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh. We stream on cjsf.ca, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and listen to podcasts of our program on the SoundCloud and our website. If you have a request, text or call us at 778-782-2573. This is the generic alternative, and I'm your host, Alexander Morris. So the first song that we started off with, after listening to The Wandering Rhythms with the legendary legend Nick Legacy, was a song by Childish Gambino. Came out in 2013 because of the internet. Great song, great album, just fantastic stuff. But Telegraph Avenue is a street that begins at its southmost point in the historic downtown district of Oakland. And it ends at the edge of the University of California campus in Berkeley, California. It's about 7 kilometers in length. Yeah. Big shout out to Subvox in the background for that backbeat. Pretty great stuff. But right now, I'm in the studio with really... Oh, geez, hold on. Just some technical. Okay, so we're here with Vicious 5150.
Yes, you are.
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening? Well, I invited myself over to the radio to talk to you.
That makes sense.
And, and you kind of had to oblige.
We had to oblige.
Yes, had to.
So you've been making music for years now.
Yes, several
years. Yeah. Okay, so when you're doing like the creative process and what have you, would you say that are you like Childish Gambino and perhaps there was like some drugs or alcohol involved?
Alcohol involved sometimes, but this last record, no, not so much. There wasn't much alcohol involved. It was just me working on new beats and working on new songs and stuff like that. I kind of took a more clear-minded approach to this one.
Well, yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, there's several stages to putting together a whole album,
well, yeah,
hours and hours.
Well, I'm not going to put anything out subpar, right? Sorry to interrupt.
Well, I mean, you can't, drink for hours and hours and then also, do drugs for hours and hours and hours through the editing, production.
Well, you could, theoretically, but I mean, no, I don't do drugs anyway, but, to whoever does, whatever, that's your thing, but, I don't know, sometimes I've had beers while I'm, mixing and stuff like that, but I also find with a clear mind, I take another listen to it and then make my final decision. I don't like to make my decisions with music when I'm not of a clear mindset.
I see.
Yes.
So, another thing then is the title of your latest album is something called Lucky Sevens.
Yeah.
Were you just cracking open a Book of Mormon there? Did one of those guys in the fancy...
The funny thing about that cover, for anybody who's seen it, it's this it's my face imposed onto with 7 eyes and 7 horns on it. It was supposed to be
very biblical,
a play off
the
Lamb of the Revelations or something like that. I'm not a big religious guy at all. It's me and my buddy Mr. Mortar, who did my last artwork for the one who tubed the 3. We always like to go super outrageous with it and out of left field. We were thinking at first going with this rustic outlaw thing where it's Gold Rush, Barkerville kind of thing, you know what I mean? But then we couldn't find anything to do with Lucky Sevens there, and we felt like the casino stuff was a little too obvious. And then we kind of researched it more that 7s aren't really all that lucky when it comes to stuff like that. So we're well, how could 7s possibly be lucky? It's a weird term. So
well, there's the Lucky 7 cigarettes.
Yes, there's that too. There's that. Well, I'll just shut my mouth then. Okay. Yeah, no. Well, you end up unlucky in the end of that, right? Because smoking gives you cancer.
No.
But anyways, no, we decided to just go out of left field with it. And Mortar had the idea, how about this? And he took this picture of we found this picture online of the sacrificial lamb of the Revelations or whatever it is. And let's go there just for the hell of it, right? And for the hell of it, revolution. Yeah, for the gee golly heck of it. Yeah, we decided to go there, just see what we could create, and we were, of course, having a few mind-altering beverages, and we decided to just keep going with that. So I retract everything I said about keeping a clear mindset. I do not regret anything as far as that cover goes.
Well, it's a very, very, very nice cover. It looks like it's been, I would say, professionally done. I mean, did you have to like hire? This is like a big question too for like your artwork and stuff like that. You've got like tons of clever album covers and stuff like that. Like you have yourself like a king smoking a cigar in one of them. I want to say that you were a Joker. You have a lot of fun when it comes to like these apps or even like designs and artwork.
Yeah.
So do you hire other people to help create this artwork, or is this
No.
another part of your artistic expression?
That's me and Mr. Mortar sitting there with a box of beer, a couple boxes of beer, just let's be ridiculous. Oh my god. It's a lot of laughter throughout the process of it, and we just sit there for like hours and hours saying, oh, what else can we do with it, like this would be hilarious, like, because people will remember that cover. Like, you can't mistake that cover for anything else, and it's a throwback to, like, remember, like, maybe your parents owned some of these records. Like, it was always like an influx of a lot of obscure albums from different genres, and they always had some weirdo cover, like some straight, and you just can't not look at it. Like, sometimes it's like a car accident, you can't look away, right?
No.
But yeah, you're just looking at it, you're like, wow, like that is something else. I wonder what kind of music is on there, right? Like, I gotta know what this record is about, right? So,
and then people plug it in and start playing it.
Yeah, it's worked for me the last couple records, so I'm just gonna keep going with it, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So, there's like 7 tracks on your new album.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you want to like sort of kickstart the listeners off with just like a nice little shindig there?
Well, let's start with the beginning track, This Art. I have a music video out for that. We'll get into the music video topics after this track. But yeah, that one was basically, it personifies like what I do. Like, I make this art and like how I feel about doing it, and how I feel forever young for doing so, and how I don't care what anybody thinks but me, buddy. So check out This Art.
Lucky Sevens by Vicious 5150 right here.
Yes, sir.
And we're back. Okay, so This Art.
Yes.
And this is what
art.
you do. Yeah. This is your art.
Yes,
Your
it is.
creation.
It is my art, my creation, my baby.
The government trying to take my baby away.
The government's trying to take your baby away.
Well, they're trying to. Well, they're always trying to censor YouTube and make sure like people don't get seen as much. So technically, it's true.
Well, I'm just trying to think of like all the times that governments tried taking away people's babies.
I was trying to make that in good taste.
Yeah. Dingo's got my baby. Yeah, that's
Dingo ate your
my
baby.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I think a woman actually like went to court over that. But enough about that. Yeah, it's nuts. There is what's it called? There's a music video for this.
Yes, sir. There is.
Now this album was just released earlier in July.
July 13th.
July 13th.
Yes.
Which was a Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. July 13th.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the music video then, did you have to release it the same day?
No, I released that music video beforehand, right? Because I usually like to make a video like hyping up the album, right? So that one was filmed sometime in May, June, or something like that. We filmed it over at RC The Hazard studio, and shouts out to Cody the Catch for letting me use his art space for part of the shots. And we actually ended up also doing a...
Yeah, there's like graffiti all over the walls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's in Cody the Catch's little art space there in the same studio. And then did some shots of me recording or playing the keyboard that RC has. And then we also actually had a interview with Cannabis Culture earlier that day. So we the Cannabis Culture Cafe, like the Vapor Lounge, they actually let us into the art studio there, like with all the paintings and stuff, like, and they let us do a couple scenes in there, and they have like a little piano to play as well. So we're just screwing around with that, like. So shouts out to them for letting us use their space for stuff like that, right?
That's actually really quite cool.
Yeah, they're very, very nice people. We salute them. We always love working with them.
Now, did you release it on the 13th? Because I'm just reading this now.
Sure.
This is the 13th studio album that you've made.
Yes, sir.
So 13. And you call it the Lucky Sevens.
And it's the 7th month. 7 songs.
There, this is well thought out.
Yeah, see, I thought of all this. And actually, I did think of that drunk. So, I was like, and I was thinking, hey, this is cool. I'm going to use that.
That is pretty cool. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so you produced this video, edited it out, uploaded it. Did some good work there, some good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, when you usually make music videos, is it as spontaneous, and sort of like, as knowing people in the community and just like filming certain locations, or are you like, for other songs, do you have like an idea of more of like a storyline or something?
Depends on the song, really. Like this one in particular, like we already had these spots kind of like planned out, and like we figured since we'll just use our time effectively, like if we were going to be at Cannabis Culture, no harm in asking them. I'm so glad you're playing this song. Is that Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang?
Summer Madness? No, it's Vanilla Summer from their album.
It's the same sample. I'm sorry. It's the same sample. I bumped this today. I found like a 30-minute study version on YouTube of this song. And it's just, I love listening to this on a sunny day. Anyways, I got sidetracked. As soon as I hear that groove, I'm like, like, you know. Anyways, but no, we kind of carefully thought out the locations for this video. We had kind of a storyboard and where we were going to go with it because it's kind of on a specific theme, you know. Sometimes there's songs where it's just out in the street doing whatnot. It really all depends on the storyboard of the song or like the intent of what we want to convey.
So many levels of artwork that you.
Well, yeah, me and Scam One Scam One was the one who shot and edited, and he always like contributes ideas too. Like he's like, send me the song, and I'll start brainstorming ideas on what we want to do, and then he'll present me an idea sometimes like that I would have never thought. He's like, so how about we do it like this, and then like I'll get a shot of you doing such and such over at this such and such place, right? And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, oh yeah, and at this angle, like we'll both start brainstorming with each other. And just kind of get on the wavelength of it. And that's helpful to have somebody there to really help bring your vision to life, you know? Because it's kind of like, it's not so self-serving. It's for the both of you because, like, it's his art, too, because he's the one who made the video. And I'm just the guinea pig for it, right?
So, you made the song, though.
Yeah, like, exactly. But it's win-win for everybody, right? Because he gets his portfolio out, and I get my portfolio out. So it's kind of a collaborative effort. He does happen to be part of our team, Hazmat Music. Shout out to Scam One. Chronic TV.
Chronic TV?
We actually just dropped an interview on Chronic TV today. Me and RC the Hazard, we did a little interview for the smoking sesh. Even though for me it was more of the drinking sesh. Yeah.
That would create the spins and stuff like that.
Yes. It was a new spin.
Okay, so a new spin. I'm just trying to think here, trying to make like a segue into another one of like your tracks from your newest album.
Well, I was still on the subject of music videos. The next song I would like to play is Brain and Body, which happens to be the second song on the record.
What a coinkydink.
We'll play that one and I'll tell you all about the video after that. I got tales upon tales for you.
Brain and Body from Lucky Sevens.
Yes, sir.
And we've returned.
Yes, we have.
So what is going on with your brain and body? Because you said like you don't, when you're working on this thing, like you don't want to be like intoxicated and stuff like that. But are you saying that there's something wrong with your body too when you were working? Like
no.
You stayed up like 24 hours and your hands are bleeding because you've been typing away so hard. And
okay, so starting with like, I'll start along with introducing the chorus of that track. Because like when I wrote the verse, like I'll explain that in a second. But the chorus of the track stems from an inside joke with me and RC the Hazard and my crew from like a long time ago. Because me and RC a few years ago, we were recording at our friend's house of Blue Team Blue. It's a local hip hop group out here, and one of the members, Psycho Scode, like we were all drinking. Me, him, Benzosa, and RC and shit. We were just drinking, smoking some weed and whatever, and RC goes to the bathroom, and he's there for a good, like, 45 minutes, for real.
oh boy.
So, like, we're just waiting for him, like, where the hell, what's going on with him? We're like, he's totally greened out, he's passed out in there, he has to be. There's no way, and he just comes out, just, like, with his deer in the headlights look to him. And then one of the people there, like, yo, Ryan, what's going on inside of your body? And I laughed so hard, like, you had to be there, right? Like, we just had this big laugh about it, and I haven't stopped going on about what's going on inside your body for years. And my buddy Wise Bassist happened to be over at my house when I made this track, and I was stuck on a chorus. I was like, what should I do? And I was like, and I started playing. I was like, what the hell is going on inside your brain? And we just started busting out laughing again. It was just as funny as before. I was like, I'm putting this in the song. I'm totally putting this in the song. But anyways, that's where the chorus comes from. It's all from an inside joke that only you had to be there for. But as far as the verse goes, the verse is about worshiping false idols. Like, it's like when you were asking me about that thought of them doing our bidding, I was saying like you know how like there's certain people, like they treat artists like they're some god or a deity, even, and they don't want to be treated like that. They're just kind of like, man, I'm just a normal guy. I don't want to be a voice of a generation. I don't want to be anything like that, right? I don't know why you see me this way, and I don't know what all the fighting is over. It's just music, man. Like, you know? And then, like, so that brings me into when I did the music video. Me and Tyro James is behind the lens on this one.
Another great videographer.
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
man.
My original videographer, and still to this day. We were doing a show in Seattle that same day, and so we're like, hey, like, he wanted to do a video for me, so we're like, okay, let's do one in Seattle, all American. And so we were gonna like, okay, let's go down to Kurt Cobain's place down Seattle there. It's like, it was the perfect, like, it's supposed to be like rock sacred ground, blah blah blah, right? Like, it's the tribute place, whatever. Like, it's where he was,
A pilgrimage, if you will.
yeah, where him and Courtney Love like lived, right? So we're thinking, I was like, okay, kind of in tribute to his legacy, this song kind of makes sense. Like, I wasn't trying to film there in bad taste. Like, the song is about like conspiracy theories and about like worshiping false idols, and it's something he spoke out against all the time. Like, he didn't want to be a voice of generation, so I was doing it almost in tribute to it. And plus, a lot of artists around the city, I find, film around the same locations sometimes. And I'm not throwing shade, but sometimes people steal each other's locations or whatnot. Like, I've seen a few music videos where it's like the same one. Like, you know the spots if you've seen enough of them. So we're like, let's go shoot somewhere that nobody has ever shot a music video for that I know of. Because I've looked on YouTube. I haven't seen anybody ever shoot a video at that location, ever.
I can't say that I have either.
Yeah, there's not one music video I can think of that's ever been shot outside of Kurt Cobain's house. Like, we didn't go directly onto the property because, you know, like,
There's probably some sort of legal.
yeah, so we're
things.
we're tiptoeing around.
Okay.
But the house is in plain sight. We're just kind of up by the driveway, up by there, like, just enough at a distance where it's a respectful distance, right? We're not trying to do anything in bad taste, right? Yeah.
Now, when it comes to like false idols and stuff like that, so then what's your opinion on Kanye West and his Yeezys?
Well, that's on him, right? Like, if he wants to portray himself as an idol, and by all accounts, he totally is somewhat of an idol as far as music goes. He's a
hands
trendsetter.
down, yeah.
I can't lie. I can't even front on that. He's a trendsetter. Like, he's not always my thing, but I gotta give it up to him. He's definitely set many trends in music and stuff, and if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. But as far as like stuff like Kurt Cobain, we're also like a trendsetter as far as rock music goes, but he didn't really want to be that kind of guy, right? As far as I can tell.
Well, like, I thought that Kurt Cobain like just sort of started the genre, like
Grunge. Yeah, well, he made it popular. Guys like him, like Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and like all sorts of other bands like Stone Temple Pilots and all that, right? So like, it was a wave of that, a wave of grunge, right? And we're kind of paying tribute to that because I love grunge music as much as I love hip hop music, right? So I was trying to give it like, and we filmed it on a very dreary day too. It's actually one of the last rainy days I've seen since this is back in June, and like, yeah, now that really gives it that desolate Seattle grunge feel, right? Like, it's not on a happy sunny day. It's kind of got a summery chill vibe to the beat, as you heard, but I mean, we wanted to make it more dark and desolate.
Because you thought this whole album was just basically too much fun then.
Oh, absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
Oh my god, what a quinky dink. The third song on this album is too much fun.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, thanks. Give it a listen, guys. And we'll be right back. We've got some segments coming up as well.
For sure.
Stick around.
Yeah.
And we're back. Okay, so too much fun. You didn't make a music video for this one.
No, I did not.
Yes.
But never say never.
Never say never. Oh
Never
my
say
god,
never.
that's Justin Bieber reference. Mike, you're stealing from the Biebs now.
Yeah.
Ah.
What are you doing to me?
What do you do?
Okay, so for this track and stuff like that, what was this isn't like a filler track, but whenever I pick up an album, I always think to myself, you know, like the second or third track is gonna be like the best track of the album. That's just gonna get the most radio play. Like that is the magic number for me.
Yeah.
Like if you pick up like what's a famous song?
Famous song. Really, that's such a broad question.
Okay, Smells Like Teen Spirit because we were talking about Nirvana. Okay, what track do you think it is on the album?
Wasn't that the first?
We're gonna find out.
I think it was on. I would think it was the first on there. I might be wrong on that, but I think it might have been the first.
Okay, so it was from the album Nevermind.
Nevermind, yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
I think it was the first.
And it was the opening track
Yeah, there we go.
lead single from the band's second.
Yeah, because I owned
album.
it. I was like, what the
dang
hell?
it! Oh man, so maybe I'm
Okay,
totally
here's a
incorrect.
number 3 one. Here's a magical one. Okay, so that last album I just did, not this one, but the one who tuned the 3. My track "Hard to Say" is number 3, and people really like that one.
And it was number 3. It wasn't number
Yes,
1.
it was number 3.
So when you're planning out where you put the tracks on the album, like some people say that their albums are just like, oh, I was in a rush, so I just like put it all
Oh
together.
no, you don't rush
into
nothing.
This,
Don't
this,
you
this
ever
ball.
rush nothing. Don't you ever do that.
And other people say like, what was it called? The Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails is supposed to be like a story.
Yeah.
Like it's like a musical journey, like
Yeah, it's like it takes you on a ride,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Emotional roller coaster ride.
So for this album, Lucky Sevens, then, like when you were putting together the album, did you think about specifically like this is gonna be the last track that they're gonna hear because they got the whole album?
Well, yeah, because the last track, I actually had this album as 6 songs originally until my best buddy Johnny Sangera passed away in February, and the actual whole title is in homage to him because he would say stuff like Lucky Sevens a lot back in the day, and it ended up being the 7th song. It was originally going to be 6 songs. Change You Want to See was going to be the last track, and then so my song with me and my first rap partner Darkness, we did a tribute to him, and we made it 7 songs. So that's the final one. That's the closer, and that's why I chose Lucky Sevens, because he was the guy that when I was writing songs, like he was like my first friend that I ever rapped out loud in front of, for real.
Whoa!
We'd be sitting there playing video games. I was like, "Hey, man, like, I'm
wanna
kind of
rap?
working on stuff, right?" Like he knew I was working on stuff, kind of, but I was like too nervous to rap in front of anybody. This is back when we were kids, right? And I was like, "Yeah, let me see what you think about this." And he always kind of had an ear for music, and he wouldn't gas me up. He'd tell you if it was whack or not, right? Like, not in like a rude way, but he'd be like, "Yeah, man, like
that was sick. You're like
no." He's like, well, if you
tongue."
came out with more cadence like this, blah blah blah. Like, I don't know, but regardless, he definitely like encouraged me like early on with that kind of stuff, right? And so the whole album is actually in tribute to him.
Whoa!
Yeah,
That's actually very. That's
yeah,
good. I like
yeah. That's initially why I chose that title.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hit that got just completely like shift gears here. Do you know any good concerts or events that are coming up for our new little segment?
Yes,
Concert and event info.
actually, I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna be out of the country this Friday night over in Everett, Washington. Speaking of Washington State earlier, at this place called the Bean and Vine. I'm gonna be alongside Tyro James, RC the Hazard, and a band known as Bad Chicken. That's a BADD Chicken, and we are performing alongside them. It's gonna be a hell of a good event. I can't wait to do Everett for the second time. It's gonna be good. So, watch out, US of A. We're coming to make music great again.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Super Orgasm is going to be coming to the Imperial in Vancouver.
Sweet.
19 plus. That's August 31st. Now you said you're going down there to Everett. We should just like alternate, like talk about an event and then go back to this event in Everett.
Sure.
So Tyro James is going down there as well, right?
Yes.
And that's because he's working on a tour right now as well too. Right?
No, we already did that tour. That was the Brain and Body video shoot was kind of part of that tour. We're just doing this show because we wanted to do a little bit more of a USA thing, right? Just to get our foot in the door stateside, right? Because like getting into the American market is very, very important as far as pushing your music, I find, right? And we're still trying to get our foot in the door with that, but I think we're doing all right so far.
Competition must be nuts.
Oh yeah, it's a higher population, right? Like it's insane sometimes. Like our Seattle thing that we did there, like it was people were just piling in there on a freaking Wednesday, like because like it's
a
so
Wednesday.
packed. Yeah, but it was so packed, right?
Portugal the Man's gonna be coming to Deer Lake Park. The Sheepdogs gonna come to Malcolm Bowl. Those are both gonna be on September 1st. The Village People.
Ooh, the Village People.
And I think that they go for gay rights. I mean, it was Pride weekend, so they're gonna be at the Peony Rogers Amphitheater September 2nd. Phoenix is gonna be coming to the Queen Elizabeth Theater September 3rd. And Black Pistol Fire is gonna be at the Sapphire Nightclub in Kelowna.
Nice.
There's only one club in Kelowna.
Yeah, we were.
There's another one. There's Levels and Sapphires.
There's Habitat, right?
Maybe there's 3. Maybe they've
Kelowna,
updated.
Yeah, I was gonna do when I did my tour with Junk a few years ago. We were supposed to do Kelowna as the final leg of the tour, and that gig got axed. I don't know why, but we were not able to do the Kelowna gig.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get to go down to like Everett and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm always down to just explore new cities. You know what I mean? Like
maybe find like another shrine to a rock god.
Yeah, you never know, right? You never know. Yeah, Everett was a cool town. It looked like middle America.
I like how you say it was, and then we left, and it became uncool.
Yeah,
it was like
exactly.
IRS headquarters. And
it's like I'm like when we get there, it's more like
Band-Aid
best town
factory.
Everett. That's awesome. I'm just hearing whoever's listening is just cringing, like punching their screen, like stop it at once.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
It's
oh
horrible.
my
You
god.
just hang out with me more, and you'll hear a lot worse about me.
Is there another track that did you want to play that 7th track?
Yes, please. I would
okay.
love to. I mean, parental advisory is
Advised.
yes.
Oh yeah, you can hear it dialing it up and
We're phoning it in. That's what's happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's about to get savage. Oh yeah, step into a Slim Jim.
Step into a Slim
That's a
Jim.
Macho Man. Come on.
That's pretty good. Vicious 5150, you've been on the show before.
Yes, sir, I have.
We have a segment where we talk about things that have happened on the internet.
Yes, I love talking about those things.
Okay, so one of the big things that's happened is today. Remove some gum from my mouth. Alex Jones has content on the internet.
Yes.
And Facebook, Apple, YouTube, and Spotify have all decided to take down his content.
Yeah, I saw that actually. I was like, Jesus. Like, I know Alex Jones is a total fanatic, but you can't eliminate free speech. You give these people an inch and they will take a mile. Don't do that.
They said that he broke community standards.
Oh, what did he do?
And these are the broadest actions yet by internet companies that have suspended or removed conspiracy-driven content. Now, you would think that this is gonna make Alex Jones's stuff like blow up a little bit more in popularity, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, like they're gonna be like,
Like, what if they're turning the frogs gay?
This man said that, by the way.
Oh, that's Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's real. That is a real quote.
my
That's not just a meme. That's real. That's
man.
real as real can get.
No. Oh,
Go YouTube
geez,
it. Actually, you can't anymore.
What the heck? Okay, so the broadest takedowns amounted to censorship, and they were intended to help Democrats in the national election this fall. And InfoWars was widely credited with playing a key role in getting Donald Trump elected.
Right.
Was it really though? Do you think InfoWars was?
I don't know.
Oh boy, this is political censorship. This is a cultural war. Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
mean, like, it's what happened to. I may not like what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it. Like,
yeah.
every
right.
speech is free speech. You can't just do one. I mean, yes, there is really whack hate speech out there from certain people, and yes, I know, but people don't want to hear it, obviously. But you still can't be like, oh, I'm gonna censor what I think, and like, you know what I mean? Because then you're gonna end up. Where do you draw the line?
But this is another thing. Because America's a great free nation, Facebook and Apple and all those places that have taken them down, they're privately owned companies, are they not? They're not publicly owned by the government.
No, they're not.
Yeah, so those guys can be like, yep, we'll publish it if we want. and they can
I guess
drive
so, but-
news, just like Donald Trump said. Fake news, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, exactly, right? Like, it's just manipulating other
I don't
content,
know,
and that's just going to affect more things, because where do you draw the line? 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, I mean, they started to do demonetize channels, like YouTube channels, just for saying, like, a poopy word, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. And they really hide content. I don't remember how to do it, but there's, like, a way you can check which YouTube videos purposely of your channel that purposely get flagged as like not content for everybody to see, so YouTube purposely makes it so people can't see it on a wider spectrum, right? And or Google ads will get denied because of a swear word or something like that. Like, it's really weird. Facebook has been doing it too, where they completely like deny you of your reach because they want you to pay more or whatnot. But yeah, we can move on. What's the next one?
The next thing is in Moscow. If you don't have any time to refuel your car, there's a startup company that's going to do it for you. City dwellers in Russia can now add petrol to their online shopping, and 2 startup companies offer fuel delivery directly to a parked car.
Wow.
So there's people just walking around with gas cans. Like, can you imagine someone with a
all
jerry
gassed
can?
up right
Hey,
there.
you want some gas?
Oh man, it sounds like most of the rappers out here. It's all gassed up.
And apparently, like, this is popping up. Such services are actually already going on in North America and Europe, but they have a special appeal in Russia because this country has particularly harsh winters.
Yes.
So there's like a guy like walking through the snow like a Cossack in a big jacket. And he's
Yeah.
have jerry can.
Oh, it's like I seen that on YouTube, and it's like, is that the same video we're talking about where it's like minus 50 out there, and they got this icy wind coming at them? I've seen stuff like that.
I remember, that sounds like a good commercial, but I haven't seen that.
No, I've seen
Wait,
like a
it's real
YouTube video. There's a guy.
commercial?
No, it's not a commercial. It's just some dude walking around, like, I think it's like, yeah, Siberia or something like that. And he's like, and it's like 50 below there easily Celsius, and it's like this icy wind just blowing along the street. And the guy's not really wearing, like, he's wearing like a trench coat, like one of those old man
Something that's
trench
not
coats.
gonna keep you warm.
And he's got like he seems to be just toughing through it just fine, right? Like I was like, wow, like I die.
Well, Canadians have got some. We
but
we
this
got
is
some stuff there too.
like Siberia compared to Vicious Columbia, which happens to be today. Welcome to Vicious Columbia. Happy Vicious Columbia Day. Woo!
Happy Vicious Columbia Day.
Yes.
In Singapore, they've had their worst cyber attack in its history.
Oh, what happened there?
The personal information of about 1.5 million people, including the Prime Minister, was stolen.
Ooh.
And it's a state-linked group, said the government's communications minister on Monday.
Wow.
So do you think that that's like a big deal with today's security and defense and stuff like that? Is get some computer programmers to protect information?
Well, yeah, you definitely need to be taking steps to protect your information, because you never know what could happen, right? Because these security breaches, they happen all the time lately, right? Like, you see it always on the crawl in the news there, like 50 million Yahoo accounts were compromised and information stolen, right? Like, all a bunch of dumb stuff like that, right? Like, it happens, and it's getting easier and easier for people to do so.
It's pretty crazy. There is the second largest wildfire burning in California right now.
Yeah, I heard
history.
about that.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, unbelievable.
In Indonesia, there was a bit of an earthquake.
Jeez.
Yep, I'm trying to think of some good happy news. There was
Just to
Free
shake things
Slushies
up.
Day. It's
Okay,
I don't know.
that
Oh
was
boy.
a bad taste.
We're gonna hit you guys up with some of the yeahs, and we'll be hopefully back for the 1-minute science countdown. This
Yes.
is sacrilege right here on the generic alternative.
Yeah.
Talk about science headlines that have happened. Okay, so without further ado, the time is 2:59 p.m. on August 6, 2018, and the exact second is 54 seconds. From the University of Oxford, they have found new light to shed on the people who built Stonehenge. This was like tons of intense studies, and we still know very little about these people. It's kind of crazy. Go check it out.
Yeah. Artificial intelligence can predict your personality simply by tracking your eyes. It's often been said that the eyes are the windows to the soul, revealing what we think and how we feel. Now, new research reveals that your eyes may be an indicator of your personality type simply by the way they move. That is creepy.
From the University of South Australia, my God. Okay, from the Wyss Institute for the Biologically Inspired engineering. They have soft, multifunctional robots that get really small, and they're spider-shaped. They're about like the size of a penny. Scientists have created these things. Soft robotic spiders. Don't worry, it doesn't bite the spiders. A demonstration of a new manufacturing process that can produce soft robots at a millimeter size with a micrometer scale, with features for microsurgery and other procedures.
That is also
and
very creepy.
dang it, that was our minute. But Will, do you have anything else to say about a superhighway of dinosaurs?
Wow. Jesus Christ. First North American co-occurrence of hadrosaur and therizinosaur tracks found in Alaska. Wowee.
Yeah, that's just big dinosaurs.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Big shout out to Bill Nye and Will Guy.
Will Guy.
Yeah, if you guys want, definitely go on to Bandcamp. I want to say YouTube.
You find me everywhere. You find me on YouTube, Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all of thy digitalia.
Digitalia.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out the Lucky Sevens on one of those things. This is CJSF 90.1 FM, the campus community radio station of Seven Face University, broadcasting on the unceded Coast Salish territory of the ancestral people of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh. We stream online at CJSF.ca, and of course on the internet you can find podcasts of our programs. Yeah. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it, you guys. We're just gonna hit you guys up with some Reflector. Oh, never mind. We've got some Jambalaya coming up next. Stick around. There's many more great shows coming up. Thank you again.